Item number 2, for public comment, all questions or comments will be directed to the mayor. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to comment on a topic on the agenda item only. Each speaker will be allowed one opportunity to speak. Will you please come to the podium?
Good evening. I have a question on item 7 on the agenda. Could you tell me what advantage does it have to the village?
What we're asking is for a moratorium or a freeze be put into place for adult use within the village. If you look, we just came about it in the zoning code of the village, there's actually no place for adult uses to go into the village anywhere. So if a company or a business, pardon me?
A bar, for instance?
No, adult use for an adult bookstore, or a video store, or it could be also a bar, a club with entertainment, depending on what would be allowed in the village. But currently, there's nothing on the books. So if somebody were to apply at this point and ask for a license or seek to come into the village, there's no regulation in place. So that person or that business, theoretically, they can argue to have it be put anywhere in the village. The United States Supreme Court has ruled on multiple occasions that these type of uses have to be allowed somewhere within the community. So we're asking for a moratorium that may not be placed anywhere in the village until it goes before the zoning board or the planning board. Chair, the zoning board, right? The zoning board, for them to look at the studies and to consider what locations where they would be allowed to go in the chance that somebody would apply or a business would apply to come into the village.
I believe the last bar, and this is what I was referring to, was put in before it had occupancy permit. Is that correct?
I
mean,
don't,
they were open to the public, nobody knows?
I don't know what bar you're referring to or when.
Okay. Wise guys. They weren't done building in there, and they were occupying. Is this correct?
No, that's a different issue completely than what's item number 7 on the agenda.
Wouldn't that be adult use? Children aren't allowed in bars.
No, but that's just a liquor license. That's, you have a number of different liquor license provisions in your code. It's completely different from the moratorium that I'm talking about.
Okay, this is also that about building?
Hang on, we have to be careful. First of all, I want to make sure we have all your questions, because this is not going to be a debate back and forth. If you have any other questions, please get your questions out, and then we'll answer them to the best of our ability. But we're not having, there's no debate going back and forth on the questions.
So I thought we had 3 minutes.
Well, you've still got time. If you have any other questions, we'll let you finish your questions. We thought that was the only question. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
All right, thank you. All right, any other questions or comments? All right, hearing none, move to,
Mr. Mayor,
yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we move item 9 up to 6A.
There you go.
Mr. Mayor, second that one.
We have a motion and a second to move the recess to executive session up to 6. Questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Wassky.
No.
Washington.
Yes. Williams. Yes.
All right, carries. All right, and now we go to item A, Mayor's Report. First thing we have is a presentation from Enbridge. I'd like to invite Mike Wortham and Mike Murray up. Mike Wortham is the Regional Manager over Government Affairs, and Mike Murray is the Line 78 Project Manager. Turn it over to you.
Well, I'm glad to come today, and I'm Mike Wortham.
How about if you give me a mic so at least some people can hear you a little bit on these orders? Might be a little easier.
I'm Mike Wortham, I'm Regional Manager for Government Affairs for Enbridge Energy Company. And this is Mike Murray, who is the Line 78 Project Manager. We wanted to come today and first talk a little bit about the Line 78 project and then talk a little bit about some of the things that we're doing in the community. First of all, this is our second time before the board, and our third time here in South Village at a public meeting. We did a open house back in November. Last March, we opened ourselves to the public so that you guys can have an opportunity to review our project and give us your feedback. At that point, it was a line on paper, and we were exploring our route. As of now, we're sort of nailing down our route a little bit more, and we came back to talk to you a little bit more. But overall, to give you a general picture, Line 78 project is a 79-mile project that runs northeast from Pontiac, Illinois, through Sauk Village into our Griffith Hartsdale facility. It'll add up to 570,000 barrels per day to our of additional capacity to our system. And Mike, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more, but want to get any more detail about the project, or?
Well, the pipeline is a 36-inch diameter line, as Mike said, running from Pontiac up to our Griffith and Hartsdale facility. As we come through the Sauk Village area, we've really worked hard on trying to find the best route for the pipeline. What we've really come across, the best route for this, in our view, is to follow as many pre-existing utility corridors as there are available to us. The vertical north-south line here is a Commonwealth Edison power line corridor that we're going to take advantage of. We're working with Commonwealth Edison right now to just put our agreement in place to co-locate our pipeline in their corridor. As we come north here, we're going through a commercial piece of property here with this industrial park over here. We're working with those property owners to connect this route through this parcel here. And then what you see here on this east-west corridor, it's about a 6.5-mile rail corridor. We're working with Norfolk Southern and Canadian National to run our line parallel to their rail corridor there. So for the most part, it's pretty low impact to local landowners here because of our extensive use of pre-existing corridors, and that's been our primary concern as we tweak the location of this route.
Yeah, and overall, we've been working hand in hand with the mayor and certain members of the board to get community feedback and to run things by them. They've been great sounding boards. And working together, we've been able to do a couple of things for the village that we hope that signifies us as a good partner, and that we'll have a good working relationship going forward as we really do now. Last Wednesday, I believe it was, we presented the Village of Sauk Village, and the mayor accepted at the Prairie State College Foundation Board. We presented the Village of Sauk Village with 2 $1,000 scholarships for Sauk Village residents. We also put into place a $5,000 scholarship for a South Suburban student through the 100 Black Men of Chicago organization. We also have 2 $1,000 scholarships for South Suburban students. There's one has already been applied for and awarded, and the other is still open. We're working for the Sauk Village scholarships in particular. We're working with the mayor and with Debbie on putting together the criteria for those scholarships, and we want to award them as soon as possible. And they'll be housed at Prairie State College. The additional 2 scholarships in the amount of $1,000 go beyond Prairie State College, and they can be used at any education institution, higher education institution in the state of Illinois, well, basically in the country, will just award the scholarship if they, after we have an opportunity to review. There'll be a joint panel of myself, my colleague, the mayor, and his appointees, as well as staff from Prairie State will review those scholarship applications and then send forward a small group to be decided on and then awarded. We also, Enbridge has a program also that our vehicles, most of our employees have vehicles, and at a certain level or a certain amount of mileage, we donate those vehicles to communities where we have impact or where we have assets. And Sauk Village is definitely one of those communities. So tonight, the vehicles were supposed to be here, but my colleague, I was out of the office, and my colleague is got her hands full right now. But tonight we are donating 2 Trailblazers to the village of Sauk Village, and to be used for emergency response. And we came through over the summer. You guys may have seen our crews when you crossed over 394. You saw our crews out there with the light plants, and we were out there for about 2 weeks. We were able to work with the mayor to through that project, to rebuild the Sauk Village baseball fields. And right off of Jeffrey.
Peterson.
Yeah, we're going to be working with the mayor to help to revitalize those fields. And we're also going to be sponsoring a few other things with Rosie. And a little bit later, the mayor and I are going to talk about getting the Sauk Village baseball teams. He doesn't know about this yet, but getting the Sauk Village baseball teams back active and participating in the regional league. So, and these are things that we want to do because we believe ourselves to be a good neighbor. We run a very safe pipeline. We're extremely responsive. And and I'll tell you, if anyone wants to say, well, you put it in our community, I live here too. So that's, we're a good neighbor, and I think that today will attest to that, and other members of the board will also. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to say that working with Mike, when it came to the location of pipeline, Enbridge worked with the village of Sauk Village to make sure it was in a location that did not affect future growth. So we appreciate that. Again, as you said last Wednesday, we were at Prairie State College when the checks were presented to Prairie State College for the scholarships. So we got to be able to attend that and represent the village of Sauk Village. And we'd like to thank you very much for that. And again, working together, one of the things we've talked about as a community for over the last year is about getting the baseball program up and running. And with their donation, I think it was the end of last year, to get the ball fields up in repair, which we're looking forward to be able to start doing that work as soon as spring hits, once the snow and ice and stuff melts. But again, to be able to get the youth in our community out there playing baseball again is probably one of the things we've been passionate about for the last year. So we appreciate your support in that also.
Yeah, I would also be remiss if I didn't mention that State Representative Marcus Evans, State Representative Elton Sims, Commissioner Joe Murphy, we've all been in communication and talking about what kind of impact we could have in the community, because we do want to be seen as a good neighbor, because we are going to be, and we are actually a good neighbor to Sauk Village already.
Thank you very much. You
If
have.
has any questions,
I do.
or would like to read more about the Line 78 project, I'm going to put these flyers on the back table. Or I can let's take them.
Mr. Mayor.
Trustee.
Yes, before you get away, man, I'm going to ask a question. I just wanted to know, I need to find out when we can sit down and talk, because I know that you're going to be, and I appreciate everything that Enbridge has done. Enbridge has done a yeoman's job when they came out and they repaired that pipeline that was right there, right behind baseball fields and everything. But I think we talked about this before. I don't want to talk about it now. I just want to bring it to your attention that I will in the future talk to you about some type of labor job or something that may be available for some of the residents. Not as, I understand the skilled jobs are probably already taken care of because your company has that already inside, but I'm just wondering some of the, as I call them, gopher jobs may be available, if possible, I don't know, but I just want to sit down and talk to you at a later date before things start to see if that's possible. It's just something I just want to kind of throw out there to you for the residents.
I'd be happy to sit down.
Okay, because I'm just looking for something for the residents, and that would be one of the criteria. You have to be a resident of the village. I know you can't do that because that's a good. But anyway, I just wanted to see if maybe there's something there, and that we could probably ask and see if we could talk to you guys about that. That's all.
Well, one of the ways that when construction starts, one of the ways that we will be impacted Talk Village is you'll have 4,600 guys working on the pipeline at any one time. That's 4,600 guys who are going to need food, they're going to want coffee, they're going to need a place to stay, and they're going to be in this area. So the businesses in Talk Village will definitely feel the economic impact of our pipeline project in the region. So that's just one way that we will definitely be able to contribute to the economics of this.
Okay, I just wanted right. That's a good thing. That makes sense. That would help our economic outlook. 400 cups of coffee a day, that is something. So we would have to have our business step up. But I understand that. That's why I was going to get with you to find out the starting date when these guys start coming out, so we could go around and we could let the businesses be aware of what's going on, so they can step it up.
So we had our open house.
Right.
The Dunkin' Donuts understand what kind of impact we have on the community when we have projects.
Thank you so very much, Mike. And also, yes, you do live out here in the community, been out here for a while, so any impact, I'm sure you're going to be looking to make sure that it's taken care of properly, because I think the line is going to go back there where we're at.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Trustee Reeves.
Just in case you guys run out before we leave, I just want to say thank you on behalf of Student Government Day and the Public Relations Committee. Thank you guys very much for your donation.
And we got one donation. We made a $1,000 donation to the Parks and Recreation after we had our open house here. We were outside tracking, and we saw kids outside playing basketball. And the basketball fell right on the ground and just stayed there. It was so cold. So we decided that one way that we could was to make a donation to purchase sporting equipment. The kids have a place, have basketballs and things like that. And as I said, we will continue to find needs and try to fill needs as best we can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, and again, Mike and I, and of course Jennifer wasn't able to be here tonight. We've been in conversations about the trucks that they were going to be donating, and there were some questions about getting the bill of sales. So on your agenda tonight, you see a referendum to accept that donation. The village clerk, resolution, what did I say? Sorry about that. The resolution, so what we need to do is pass this to accept these vehicles. And again, we were waiting to know for sure, and I got a call from Jennifer. She said they received the bill of sales, and how we were able to get the vehicles here tonight, but they will be coming, and they're donating this to the village. So with that, I'd like to ask for a motion to pass this resolution. The village of Stock Village of Clifton will authorize a donation from Enbridge.
Mr. Mayor, question.
Second, any questions or comments?
Question. Don't we have to suspend the rules if this is not on the agenda?
Yes, it is. It's in the mayor's report. We added it.
Oh, okay.
We added it last Friday.
The
just in
donation, I was
case.
under the impression was the money that you, $2,000. This is
In fact, all the information on the trucks is inside the resolution. We had no
Just got it.
information. No, right, you're correct.
just got.
So, but we were working with them all weekend to get all this information. So we have motion second, any questions or comments, trustee?
There you go. I know it's supposed to be for emergency response. Have we an idea or when would we have an idea of what department they will be going to, police, fire, or emergency
Police
services?
is already, the first one's going to be going to Homeland Security. The second one is for right now, we're going to get it here for administration. So, and then it'll be available in case it's needed for anything else.
Well, just for clarification, I heard the gentleman say for emergency response.
Right, well, it's for both that, but once the vehicle is here, it's still going to be for administration. It can be used for code, it can be used for, if as it needs an additional vehicle, it can be used for trustees that have to go places, so. But when we talked to Mike, we made it very clear we were going to understand.
So Enbridge is,
Yes,
has been
yep, so we
clarified.
talked to them all about where they were 100%.
Okay, I just heard emergency response, and those are three departments.
Right.
Nope.
All right. Motion is second. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, vote please call roll.
Burgess.
I'm still reading, did you get back to me?
Sure. Morton.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams, yes.
Yes, it doesn't have the designation, but I still vote to take the vehicles, yes.
Next, I'd like to, something that we're going to start is someone you should know. Tonight, we have the opportunity to talk about a village resident. I ask him to come forward. This is Nathan Sonny Weston Griffin. I have to be honest, before I read this, I've always known him as Mr. Griffin. In fact, Mr. Griffin, to show you how long he's been in Sauk Village, he took us in his limousine on our 8th grade banquet when I was in 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
So, he's
Wow. That's on record.
all right, trustee, you're pushing it. So, I'd like to read this tonight. Nathan Griffin was born November 9th, 1930, in East Chicago Heights, now known as Fort Heights. Immediately upon birth, Nathan was adopted by Anna Weston. Nathan Sonny Weston graduated from Cottage Grove Elementary School in 1946 and Bloom High School in 1950. Nathan was a three-star athlete at Bloom High School, participating in baseball, football, and cross country. After graduation, Nathan was called to try out for the Chicago White Sox in 1951, but did not make the cut. Nathan later received a call from the Brooklyn Dodgers president, Branch Rickey, inviting him to try out for the Brooklyn Dodgers. It was there that Nathan met the Brooklyn greats such as Jackie Robinson, Carl Furlow, and Duke Snyder, to name a few. Nathan stayed in camp for about a month and trained with the rookies on another field, but again did not make the cut. Nathan did, however, play on the semi-pro team, the Jacksonville Eagles, in Jacksonville, Florida. Nathan returned to Chicago to try out for the Chicago American Giants in the Negro League. He made the team and played for the rest of the season. Nathan then began his career in mortuary science until he landed a job at the Ford plant where he worked for 42 years. After retiring from Ford, Nathan began a limo business that he operates to this day. Nathan always keeps sports in his heart and enjoyed working with the youth, inspiring athletes. Nathan managed a track team, a baseball little league team for many years. Nathan did not accomplish this journey without struggles. During his trip through North Carolina, a store clerk approached a group of players and held a gun to his face. The players were asked to leave and were not able to purchase any items. While practicing in a field with a group of players in Jacksonville, they were told they were not allowed to play on that field. Nathan learned early in life that through trials and tribulations, when you really want to finalize your situation, you really have to come together and in harmony and talk amongst each other to make things work out for the best interest of everyone. Nathan Sonny Weston Griffin would like to thank Mayor Hanks and the Board of Trustees for acknowledging him and others for inviting Fellows residents to a diversity dinner as a way of bringing our community together. And that said, I'd like to introduce someone you should know, Mr. Griffin.
I would like to, above all, I'd like to say thank you. I would like to say thank you to the mayor. Thank you. I would like to say thank you to the mayor and trustee. And I would like to thank everyone that came here. And I would like for everyone that's sitting in the audience to give yourself a clap. To be here, and this is really an honor to me to participate. And I just want to say thanks to the board, thanks to the mayor again for considering the Negro Month. I had some ups and downs, but I had more good things happen to me than bad things. What I'm doing now on the side, I'm traveling from, I went down to the Hall of Fame in Kansas City, and I got honored. They took my baseball and they put it in a showcase. I also appeared on Judge Mathis show. I appeared on WGN TV. I was at the Children's Museum of Craft Foods. So I've been traveling a number of places, and I've been on, and I'm just grateful and thankful. They took my uniform that I had in the Chicago American Giants. They took this uniform, this is the uniform that I wore when I was playing baseball, the top of it, and they took it and gave me a night at Bloom, and they put me in the Hall of Fame at high school. So I said so many good things that happened in my life, and I say I had more good things than bad things. I'd like for my wife to stand. I should have said my third son, my three.
I want to make sure we give this to you. It says someone you should know, and at the very bottom, it says Sockville, Virginia, home. And I've known you for years. So you've always been around, so. But again, February 25th, 2014, Nathan Sunny, Weston, Griffin. We got a picture of your baseball card.
Okay.
And a baseball, and a picture of you. So we've got one that's going to go inside the display counter, or display outside. Those cards are holding up right now.
Well, I also have something, I don't have it right now, I ordered it, so it should be in those that here, the mayor will let you know, I have something for the village that I'm going to give to the village.
Thank you very much. Moving on in the mayor's report, just kind of have a few more things here. On Monday, yesterday, I attended a conference call at Senator Harris's office with a conference call with the President of the United States to discuss the Affordable Care Act, Health Care Act, and the President is putting a big push on for March the 8th. We know that March 31st is the deadline, so it's putting a big push to see what communities can put on events, try to get the word out about the Affordable Care Act. So working to see through Senator Harris's office, working through Marcus Evans' office and LG Sims' office to see what we can do to maybe have an event here. I'll be looking at some of the committees, some volunteers in here in the village to see if there's something we can do on that day so we can be part of the rest of Illinois as we try to do a big push on making sure the word gets out about the Affordable Care Act. On March the 1st, Marcus Evans is having an Affordable Care Act from 11 to 2, and just lost it. We will make sure all the information is out for that. There's a job fair on March 3rd at Chicago State University from 10 to 2, and we've got the state government internship opportunities, which LG STEMS is pushing. A lot of this information is going to be on the village's official Facebook page. You can look on the mayor's website. We'll make sure all this information is on the mayor's website, which is at mayor.davidahanks.com. And we'll make sure that all the information gets passed over to the village's website also. So there's a lot going on there, especially as we get into the month of March, talking about the Affordable Care Act. Lastly here, I have a prepared statement. Due to the financial challenges, restructuring efforts started as early as last week in Sauk Village. In December of 2013, a State of the Village address was sent out informing the community of the financial difficulties the village faces in the coming year. This was covered by multiple newspapers, posted in the Village Hall, printed in the Sauk Talk, placed on social media, and on the village's and mayor's website. I also have informed the board at numerous open board meetings that we are going to have to make some tough decisions as we approach 2014. Just as in the corporate world, we as a municipality find that we must do more with less. I assure you, as mayor, I hear the village residents when they say they want more services. Our vendors and suppliers when they say they want paid on time or prior to work being done for the village. And I also hear our employees that want to be paid for the hours they worked and on time. If I were to let my personal feelings and friendship affect difficult decisions, I'd be no different than the previous administration. The cuts that were made last week were a business decision and a difficult decision. As many of you, I also knew the employees affected by this reduction. This was not an easy decision. It consisted of hours of looking and relooking at the numbers and sleepless nights because this decision was not taken lightly. In no way would I say these reductions will resolve all our financial difficulties, or there will not be more reductions in the future. The goal is to continue to protect and serve our community while lowering our debt and paying our providers. As we start to look at next year's budget, department heads will be faced with making further budget reductions within their departments and challenged in reducing overtime and staying within their budgets. Last year as a community, we focused on moving forward and restoring pride and progress, and we were successful. With the help of the village board, employees, and many volunteers that hosted events that brought residents out of their houses. Residents noticed their neighbors, opened up and started talking among themselves again. In 2014, our committees and volunteers will continue this theme with the momentum that was started last year. However, our department heads and board will focus on rebuilding. Rebuilding is not an easy task and will consist of restructuring, which has already started, reducing debt and paying current debt, working with our state and federal representatives for assistance with grants for roads and infrastructure improvements, reducing litigation and aggressively going after those who file frivolous lawsuits, economic development through working with our local business owners and recruiting new businesses. Department heads will provide organizational announcements along with flowcharts to their employees in the near future. Lastly, I'd ask the same as I've asked our own employees, that you please be supportive of the employees and their families during this time of transition. With that said, move to village clerk, Ms. Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to start off with the email alerts and tell you how successful the program has been since we started it the first of the year. And it's going to become even more successful, and there's going to be even more information, and I can encourage everyone to tell everyone about the email alerts. I know that in the past couple of months with the extreme weather, we've had a lot of alerts that have been useful to individuals. We've been trying to post school closings, road closings, warming center openings at the last minute. There's some times when the fire station has to open because the temperatures are below, severely cold temperatures. It's been a very useful tool, partly because of the fact that it is immediate information that's released to the public immediately. Not information that you have to go look on the internet for, or somebody has to call you. It's information that can come to your phone immediately. And I'm so glad that we have this program now, and I encourage residents and businesses and board members and department heads to utilize this to its fullest extent. For example, there's some time-sensitive information that the school board has asked me to release this week. One of them should have gone out today, one of them is probably going out tomorrow. We have a lot of different scholarship opportunities available right now. This is the time of year where scholarship opportunities come, and sometimes they don't come to us until there's 2 or 3 weeks to a deadline. It's almost impossible to get that information out in a timely fashion, and oftentimes people find out about it when it's already too late. So those will also be posted pretty soon. There's seminars, which the mayor just spoke of, some of which some of the other department heads and the Housing Commission and other committees are aware of, that by the time we get this information, we need to get this out to our public immediately, and this is the perfect way to do it. The information for the election will be starting to be posted as of March 1st. I'm going to try to post something every day to make people more aware of not only what this primary election is all about, but who the people that are running, what positions they're running for, not necessarily the people themselves, but the idea that there's a lot of people being elected in March that we need to be knowledgeable of who's running and why they're running, what positions they're running for. And also, I personally would like to say, this is the second month of 2014, and I am so proud and honored to be a part of this board with so much positive movement, so many wonderful opportunities, so many presentations, so many proclamations, so many great diversity dinner, and so many different things that have come together to bring this community together. And I am so happy. I hope it continues, because this is only February 25th, and we got 10 more months to make it even better. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That concludes my report.
Thank you. We'll move to village attorney, Attorney Michael Kraft.
Thank you, Mayor.
With village engineer, Mr. Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have several things tonight. First of all, the construction of the water treatment plant improvements project has begun. We had a pre-construction meeting on February 14th. The contractor and the engineer's inspector conducted a walkthrough of each of the treatment plants on February 19th. And work is beginning at water treatment plant 2. And they've started demolition there, and they're working on replacement of some of the electrical components. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, and there are going to be a lot of changes at those plants in the coming year. Second of all, I've been working with Kevin on the roadway reconstruction programs for this year and next year. So for the 2014 MFT program, we're going to work on the reconstruction of Jeffrey Avenue from Sauk Trail to 217th Place, and also Peterson Avenue from 215th Place to Constance Avenue. And then we're applying for CDBG funding for next year, and the good news is they have expanded the funding opportunities from $200,000 to $400,000. So we're applying for everything that we can try to get. So we're applying for 216th Street from 216th Place to Jeffrey Avenue, Constance Avenue from Peterson Avenue to Peterson Avenue, it's a little loop, 225th Street from Yates Avenue to Jeffrey Avenue, 223rd Place from Chappelle Avenue to Clyde Avenue, and 216th Court from Merrill Avenue to the cul-de-sac termination. So we'll cross our fingers with this one and hopefully get the maximum amount of funding that we can get. And finally, tonight is the night of scholarship announcements, I guess, and just to make everyone aware that Robinson Engineering also offers a scholarship, and I'll just go ahead and read this. The Verlin W. Brazelton Memorial Foundation offers scholarships to full-time undergraduate students pursuing college, university, or technical educations, primarily in the field of civil engineering. Applicants' primary residence should be within 50 miles of a Robinson Engineering office, but it's not so hard because we have offices in South Holland, Frankfurt, McHenry, Itasca, Ottawa, Kankakee, and Champaign, Illinois, as well as Maryville, Indiana. The applicants need to have completed a minimum of 25 credit hours. In the past 30 years, the scholarship has awarded 83 scholarships totaling $75,000 to 54 students from the Chicago Southland. If you're interested, please contact the scholarship administrator at 877-256-9051. And I'm going to give this information to the village clerk so that she can post it as well. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Hey, Jim, if there's a couple things that if you could work with Kevin on, next one, the delineators. I don't know if you've been able to talk to him. And at the same place where the tracks are, I talked to Kevin about it. I know you'll get with him, you might have talked about it already, but that in between that track, there's a great big pothole and there's rebar showing. If you can get a hold of the responsible person, if not, I would say that the village is going to have to go ahead and do something about that, and if they have to build them for filling that, but that needs to be taken care of. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Martin?
Yeah, Jim, I had a question. We were talking about Transportation Drive a while ago, and I just wanted to find out, did you find anything out on that? Is that our responsibility, state's responsibility? Whose responsibility is that?
I've got a lot of different information. Mr. Holcomb provided some information that it's on the tax rolls as being paid by YRC, and it has been for quite some time. But we've also located some of the village ordinances that have dedicated the transportation drive to the village back in the 90s, so that kind of confuses me. When we were negotiating with YRC, like I mentioned last Tuesday, our survey department did an investigation, we did a title search, and there was nothing that proved that that roadway was Sauk Village's jurisdiction. So at this point, I'll give you a big I don't know. I do know that in regard to our discussion last week, that the village does pay a portion of the maintenance costs for the traffic signal at that intersection. Not necessarily the electrical cost, but the maintenance cost. There is a cost share associated with it.
I think you get into, again, did find the ordinance going back to 1990, saying it was donated to the village. However, was all the proper paperwork done back in 1990 to gain access to that road with the state. And that's, I think, is one reason why we're finding problems where we can't find the proper documentation saying that that road belongs to Sauk Village. So I think it's still some more. And when you look at it with the tax roll information showing that YRC pays for the taxes on that road. Again, it's one of those things that, years ago, things might not have, you go back to the earliest when the village first started, it was on with a handshake. I appreciate all the work that you've done on it. Again, a lot of things that we found out, especially when it came to that well over there, it was amazing what we found out. So everything being done with a handshake back in the 1950s and 60s. So.
Well, I know it's not your time, Kevin. Do we plow it? Oh, there you go.
All right, any other questions, comments? Hearing none. Move to reports of trustees and board committees. Move to item A, Parks and Recs Committee, Trustee Oscar.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I'd like to report that the basketball program is still running well. We had our, I guess what you would call a doubleheader day last Saturday. It went really smooth. The games were all caught up. The kids were really excited and had a good time. tomorrow from 9 to 1, we have the vet clinic right over here at the community center. The flyer says municipal center, but it will be over at the community center. So if you pick up the flyer, it will be at the community center from 9 to 1. There's prices for your rabies shots and that is on that sheet. That flyer was made up by the veterinary clinic that's doing that, so they put municipal center, meaning the community center. Okay. Our meeting, next Parks and Recs meeting will be March 6th at 6 p.m. over at the community center. We have flyers in the back there that they've been out there for a while, but I'm looking for programs and people to help me run programs over the summer for our youth. Many of them are volleyball, basketball, baseball. We're all trying to get all of those going. We're trying to look for a family game night and a chess club. I'd also like to announce that Parks and Recs is working with P.L.A.N, and we're having our Easter egg hunt April 19th from 1 to 3 p.m. over by the community center as it was last year. So more information will be coming out with that, and flyers will be coming out shortly. I'd like to thank the P.L.A.N for their help in working to get this going, and that is my report this week.
Trustee Burgess.
Trustee Hoskins, what clinic is that that's going to be putting that on? Is that going to be our clinic right here?
That will be the Chicago Heights, the veterinary, they call themselves the veterinary clinic. It's a clinic that was here last year. Remember the one that was here last year?
Okay.
They're out of Chicago Heights. They are actually, their office is closed right now as they're moving to a new location on Joe Moore Road. So that's why one of the reasons why they're trying to get these out here right now, because their clinic is closed temporarily while they're moving. So they asked for this, and I was more than happy to participate with them as they requested it. They had such a good turnout last year. And I hope we have a good turnout for them again this year.
Okay.
I'd like to thank the P.L.A.N. also. Appreciate all the help. And we talked about the volunteers. And again, with all the work that's been done last year and all the support from all the different groups of people, you have the P.L.A.N, you have other senior groups that have come out. We appreciate everyone that helps. It makes it a little bit easier, plus also we're able to put on something for, especially in this occasion, for the youth of our community. So thank you very much. Move to Beautification Committee, Trustee Morgan.
Thank you, Board. Mayor. Just want to let everybody know, think spring. It's coming, at least we hope. The Beautification Committee is always looking for active volunteers. Our next meeting will be March 9th, 2 p.m. here at the Village Hall. I know a lot of our members are chomping at the bit to get out there and do some planning and all that type of jazz, making our village look as beautiful as it already is, but getting out there and trying to take care of things. But we're always looking for active members to come out and to assist. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Move to Ordinance Review Committee, Trustee Myers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a brief report tonight. Our meeting will be the 14th at 7 p.m. here at the Village Hall. And that's all I have. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Trustee. Intergovernmental Relations Committee, Trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You did talk about a couple of things that I was going to bring up about the job fair, but there's one that I would like to also bring up since it's about scholarships. The Conference of Women Legislators has established a scholarship fund to assist mature women aged 25 and older who wish to continue their undergraduate education. The goal of this scholarship is to focus on deserving, qualified women whose education was interrupted due to family concerns and economic problems. Particular consideration will emphasize women who have shown leadership promise through community service. The one-year undergraduate scholarship will cover tuition, books, and fees up to $2,500 per year, including summer school. Applicants for this scholarship must meet certain requirements to be eligible. In addition to being a woman 25 years or older, she must be an Illinois resident and plan to attend an accredited on-campus school in Illinois for at least 6 semester hours. Online colleges are not eligible. Copies of these forms are attached, and the website that you can go to is www.cowlil.com. This will be on the Intergov relationship website, so if anybody has any problem any need for that, they can go on the website. I also have some copies today. The application material must be postmarked no later than March 31st, 2014 to be considered, and all applicants will be notified by April 30th. The job fair that the mayor had talked about that's going to be in Chicago State University, a lot of the different companies that are around will be there also. There'll be other companies that they weren't listed, and that's what I wanted to find out from the mayor. Did he find out? Because there's going to be some companies there that are listed in Indiana also. It won't be all Illinois companies that will be at this particular job fair at Chicago State. Our next meeting will be the first Thursday here at the Village Hall at 7 o'clock for the Intergovernmental Relations. And anyone that needs a copy of what I talked about, I can give them a copy also, and you can go on the website. And the website is also linked to the Village website, so if you don't get it there, or if you can go to the Village website and then link back to this one, it'll be there. And that ends my report. Thank you.
Yeah, trustee, I have a list, but it says and more, but I've got hiring employers include PACE, State of Illinois, Illinois State Police, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, Jesse Brown VA Medical Center, All Point Security, detective agencies, Metro, Department of Human Services, Department of Corrections, TCF Bank, Department of Agriculture, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Department of Professional Regulations, and it just says and many more.
Right,
So,
but there are, okay, because I was asking, I don't know if anyone knows, but at one time, I don't know if it's closed, they were looking for firemen over at, Anchor Middle, Steel Mill over in Indiana. I think they're going to have a representative there, if it's not closed out right now.
all right. Thank you, trustee. Move to Neighborhood Watch Committee, trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just have a few new announcements to make. First of all, I want to say that the Neighborhood Watch, we have moved our meetings from Thursdays to the second Monday of every month. We're still at the fire station, but we're there on the second Monday of every month at 7 o'clock. And I also want to say that the committee, we got together and we discussed some issues that came up while we were in the community talking with different residents about some concerns that residents have. In lieu of that, we decided to expand the Neighborhood Watch program and the focus of some of the things that we do. All of you all have a packet in front of you. And I'm happy to announce tonight that the committee got together and I read it by the mayor, and we're going to expand the Neighborhood Watch to also include a no texting while driving pledge. And we are very excited about this pledge. People wanted to take it Saturday. We were in the library in the community around Fairway and Sharks, and people wanted to sign the pledge. I said, it's not ready yet. And also, we're going to also do a no bullying campaign. There's a lot of bullying going on in junior high school, in high schools, as well as elementary schools. And so we're going to kick off that no bullying campaign as an extension to the Neighborhood Watch. Well, it's been my experience when we've been knocking on blocks and knocking on doors, that residents will make statements in response to the Christmas, they may buy their children bikes, and they want them to go outside and ride their bikes. And children come back in and complain, Mommy, they took my bike, they won't give my bike back. I just wanted to ride, but that's bullying. They take their bikes, they take their skates, they take their games to their systems, and so we're really pushing for children not to bully. That's a hot topic item all over everywhere. So we're gonna push that. I did talk to the superintendent of School District 168, Mr. Travelini, and he was very excited about the no bullying. And I told him that the no texting while driving pledge is for anyone in Sauk Village or drive through the streets of Sauk Village, so anyone can take the pledge. I also ran it by the mayor of the committee. We wanted to know if it would be okay if we would be able to post the names of the people that participate in the no texting while driving pledge in the foyer someplace, just like in high school. If you make the cheer list or if you make the basketball team, they just post your name up so people can see who made it. And we are encouraging and we're looking for 500 residents and people that have vested interest in Sauk Village to sign the no texting pledge. And we've already got some people to sign here tonight. I'm not going to say who, but the committee is very excited with the Neighborhood Watch. It's just an expansion. And in conclusion, we have something that's really new, and I don't know that it's ever been done, but I think you've ever seen the Bears when they did the Super Bowl shuffle. We have a shuffle for the South Village Neighborhood Watch. And all of the trustees and the mayor and all the citizens and the media and just the whole world is going to do it. We are so excited to push it with the seniors. We're going to come to Bluegrass and we're just going to come to all the committee meetings. We're going to make a video. We're going to make some footage doing it. All of this is building up to our South Village 4th of July parade with the Parks and Recs. So we want to be able to show that footage, and it's really, really simple. Somebody told me the other day, well, I can't dance, but I can clap. I'm like, okay, you can just clap. So the Neighborhood Watch, we're very excited. I'm just so tired of hearing negative things about Sauk Village and bad and gloom. I think that it's time for us to have a lifting up, and the song is very joyous. It's a hit song out right now. The song is entitled Happy. It's by Pharrell Williams, and we'll be bringing it at a later date. But I want to know, Mayor, if I can put it on the agenda to talk about it and tweak it a little bit more at the committee of the whole meeting.
Sure.
Okay, the clerk. The no texting while driving pledge and the no bullying pledge. We both been kicking off that campaign as an extension to Neighborhood Watch. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee, and I'm very happy for you. So I hope that goes very well. Move to Public Relations Committee, Outreach Partnership Committee, trustee Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a reminder, the Public Relations Committee meeting will be held tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So for all of our judges that are in the audience, make sure that you're here by 5 o'clock. And you should have received your packet with the instructions inside to make sure that you are prepared. We want to say thank you to all of our very generous supporters. We have a couple of new supporters this year, one of which we did state to Enbridge, and they're gone. But thank you them very much for our definite support, and to our very faithful supporters, thank you guys very much. We will list the supporters at a later date. We usually do that during Student Government Day. And just kind of a reminder to our department heads who are here that Student Government Day will be the 25th of March. And that if we could just kind of keep that in mind as far as personnel, vehicles, support. And Kevin, will the pump house be open? Next March.
365 days.
All right. Somebody actually asked me about that because we haven't been in a couple of years, but okay, I understand. So if we could just definitely make sure that we can get our support from our department heads to assist us with transportation and everything like that. We greatly appreciate it. And as far as the Community Outreach Partnerships Committee, today we did have a meeting right before this meeting at 6 o'clock where the police chief and the mayor were invited to attend. And at that time, the committee sat down and asked some hard questions and asked for ways that we could be effective in assisting the police department. And I think that we got a lot accomplished, and we are looking to do some really big things in the next couple of months. And I think that once we kind of get on a foundation and a base, we'd like to start reaching out to other departments as well. So that's part of our plan. So we look for that in the future, and that could be great.
Thank you, trustee. We'll have number 5, move to Fire Department 911 Commission, trustee Stofford.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Over the past 2 weeks, the fire department responded to 12 calls. Fire department responded to 1 truck fire, 4 fire alarms, fires burning, 2 COs, 1 structure fire, 2 gas leaks, and 1 stove fire. And one quick reminder, if anybody's been watching TV the last few hours, it's going to get cold again, folks. So keep an eye out for your elderly, and I want you people in the station tonight.
Thank you, Chief. Move to Police Department, Chief Levis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. See if I can stay back from this a little bit. For the previous 2 weeks, 2/11 through 2/25, the police department responded to 846 calls for service. Our current K-9 officer who's in training is certified in 4 disciplines so far. He should be certified and on the street hopefully within 1 month, and that's weather permitted. We've had to conduct quite a bit of training indoors, and that's always not the best thing. We're waiting for the weather to break a little bit and get the dog and our K-9 officer outside. Also, I'd like to remind all residents and others, I have placed some brochures on the back table in regards to the Drive Sober crackdown. We conducted now through St. Patrick's Day, and that includes drunk driving and seatbelt violations. And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Chief. To Public Works Department, Mr. Weller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Due to the snow actually melting, we can actually get out to some of the jobs that are weather conducive here. So lately, we have a crew out currently working on streetlights. They will work on the list that we already occurred from about a month and a half ago. So they'll be out every day. You'll see them. If you have any complaints or any streetlights out that they didn't address, please call the Village Hall. Also, there will be a crew out daily, weather permitting, of course, with the weather getting cold again. If we get more snow, it's going to be harder, but we will be patching potholes. Same thing, we're addressing all the addresses that were called in of anything major, and as they are out and about, they will go street to street after they address all the complaints correctly. Due to the weather conditions at the beginning of the year here, we've had 2 months of almost cold weather. We haven't been able to do a lot of water main repairs or any kind of digs. We had a hydrant that was hit in an accident back in November. That hydrant has been replaced. We also had a water leak on 225th Street on the east side of town that was located. It ended up being a house. It was leaking down the block from a house further up that was vacant. And it was amazing how we could not see the water under the ice. Also, as the snow is melting now, we're starting to come across, normally throughout the season, we have a snow and thaw season, so we'll be able to do a little bit of garbage pickup. But with the snow backing off now, you can see quite a bit of garbage, which it ends up accumulating on the curb lines. We ask for all the residents to help us please pick up the garbage in front of their houses, and we will do the same on any of the public properties that we can get to right now. Also, if you've noticed, we had the door closed at the Village Hall in front here. We had one of the heaters inside there split, a pipe split that has been repaired, so the door is okay now. And we are also continuing to help all departments with building maintenance, vehicle maintenance, and also repairing all of our equipment. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Move to Administrative Services, Ms. Gizzard.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to give you a couple updates. Level Sports Bar will be closed probably for another 2 weeks. They're doing some painting and floor replacement in there, and then they got a roof leak that ruined his paint job, so he's got the roofer coming back out. So probably a couple more weeks for that. And I talked to George Panels, and around the clock, they do not have a current lease with anybody as of today. The leasee is in there. The tentative leasee is in there cleaning up, staining some of the benches and stuff, and reupholstering some of the seats and stuff. So I don't know when that's going to be all finished up. And he's working on the pole signs out in front of the stores that have been damaged by the wind. He informed me that they had to order some of the plastic panels, and it could be up to 3 weeks before they come in. He's having a sign company replace those because they're pretty bad. And then last week I stated that I sent out about 4 letters to some of the businesses that were in the sign violation. 2 of them have complied and 2 of them have not. So the 2 that have not complied with my request are going to receive tickets tomorrow. And then probably next board meeting I'll give you a code enforcement's total ticket count for the whole month of February. And that should conclude my report.
Thank you, Sherry. I know that the front window at 1 o'clock says opening soon, excellent pancake house. So it should be interesting if that's right, it's going to open up. But at least there's moving work in there, which is a good sign. All right, thank you very much. Move to Administrative Services Director. I'm sorry. Mark you off. Finance Director, Mr. Rattle.
There's no report, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Move to Stock Village Homeland Security Agency, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Board. Last 2 weeks, as we responded to 14 calls, which consisted of 1 accident, 2 fire alarms, 2 seal alarms, 2 gas leaks, 4 school patrols, 1 truck fire, 1 smoke fire, 1 structure fire.
Thank you, sir. Move to Human Relations Commission, Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to say on behalf of the Human Relations Commission that the diversity dinner was a success. It was overwhelmingly just enjoyed by all that came. We had approximately 100 people that attended, along with elected officials and the residents. I mean, the food, the conversation, the topics were great. It was so excellent that the residents want to have a follow-up by having a workshop. So the gentleman that's going to be doing the workshop for the Human Relations Commission, we're going to have to change our meeting from the first Monday in March until March the 17th at 7 o'clock. It'll still be here at the Village Hall, and we'll be discussing at that meeting at the Human Relations Commission when the workshop will be. Do you have any more information about that, Village Clerk? I don't know if that's what your husband told me. The Vice President of the Human Relations Commission.
That's the last thing I know, that's going.
Okay, Vice President, so we have to get another date other than the 17th of March, Commissioner Williams. And I just wanted to say that we'll be coming back with the Human Relations Commission, I guess, to give them a date when the follow-up will be for the workshop as well as our meeting. Okay, and right before I conclude, Mr. Mayor, I know that housing is next, and I had mentioned one time, and we had talked about it a little bit, about the residents when they come in, because it was some new, but Trustee Morton and I knew, but the rest of you all, some people don't know in the village. And I was asking about putting pictures out front so that the residents can know who we are when they come in and they're looking for different trustees. There's so much positive things going on with all these committees and meetings on different days. They don't know housing from intergovernmental relation, who's meeting on what day and where, and people can hear you just say things and pick it up. And I just wanted to acknowledge the Housing Commission, if they're here. I know some of them are here, but if they could just stand real quick. All of those that are part of the Housing Commission, if you would stand. And they went out and they did this to just have temporary out of the foyer. And I just thought that was so awesome that the Housing Commission would go and do that. You never know when people are really listening. And they say, well, what you think? I said, I'm going to present it to the mayor and the board. That you pass this over to the mayor, please. And if we can, maybe hang it out front just so that the residents, when they're coming in, at least if they're looking for a committee or if they want to talk to somebody, they can know who we are and what we look like. But I want to definitely recognize the Housing Commission with their chair, Gary, and Commissioner Larry Stewart, and Wanda is here. And did I see who else? Heidi is here, so you guys are fantastic for doing it on behalf of the mayor and the elected officials. Thank you. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Is your darts to hang next to this? So the residents, depends who they plan on going after that day, they just throw darts. So this is great. Thank you very much. I know that Public Relations is also working with, where do you go, Kevin Muller? And we talked about walk through the hallways of Public Relations, looking at where certain things can go here in the village, and getting up some of the old pictures of some of our past mayors. So we're looking forward on getting those up. And while I'm holding this, right before we go to Housing Commission, I'd like to thank Commissioner Holcomb for putting all the stuff together for the person that we should know for Mr. You've done a fantastic job when it comes to computers and manipulating everything, so we appreciate it very much. So that's all I can say. All right, thank you. So then we can move to senior people. Ms. Langston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to let you know the next Boone Township Senior Luncheon is Aaron Goldbraw. That's on Tuesday, March 18th, with Steve Lydell at the keyboard singing the old Irish favorites. Ticket sale deadline is Tuesday, March 11th They have their chair exercise on Wednesday, 10:30 to 11:30, Fridays, 10 to 11. Their suburban legal assistant is every fourth Tuesday by appointment. Blood pressure the third Wednesday by appointment. And they have their SHIP insurance counseling available. The free tax preparation for low-income families and individuals is ongoing through April 15th in the multi-purpose room. The preparation by the Center for Economic Progress with IRS certified volunteers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m., Saturday 10 a.m. It's a first come, first served basis. The tax site closes when capacity is reached. For low-cost transportation within the township, call Senior Wheels, 754-8200. You can call Boone Township, 754-9400, extension 244, additional information and services. There is a mobile tax services free for South Suburban and Indiana seniors and students. You need to contact Jamie, 708-977-8687. CEDA, Senior Opportunities and Service Program, provides Boone Township residents age 60 and older. Their service location is at various locations. They have them in Linwood on Mondays. Tuesday, the CEDA office, Chicago Heights. Tuesday, Linwood Education Service. And then Wednesday, CEDA, Chicago Heights. Thursday, Linwood Center for Seniors. And Stager, South Chicago Heights Library. And on Friday, you need to call 312-254-6096 for Denise Chaffee. She's the senior, CEDA senior advocate for your appointment. I do have details on the address if anybody's interested. I'll be glad to give it to them afterwards. Events for the senior committee, we still continue our free blood pressure screening for all village resident and village employee in the senior center. In the senior office on Monday, March 3rd, 1 to 1:45. And every first Monday, our paperback book exchange continues. And we thank Trustee John Poskin for the recent donation. Our next blood pressure and monthly movie, Heat, is on Monday, March 10th, co-sponsored with McConaughey Library. And on that same day, we have a Tai Chi presentation at 11:30, followed with a lunch, and reservations are required. Call 708-757-4771. This Friday, March 28th, is the open senior social activity at 12 p.m. A flyer listing senior activities and movies are available in the lobby literature rack. We also have our senior center survey too. Fun Club continues to meet the second and fourth Sunday at 3 p.m. Sunshiners' next meeting is Monday, March 3rd, 7 p.m. The Leisure Timers have canceled their meeting tomorrow, February 26th. Ceramics meets every Wednesday, 8 to 11. And Sauk Village Bluegrass continues every Sunday from 6 to 10. The Golden Agers will meet Wednesday, March 19th at Jones Community Center. The address is 220 East 15th Street, Chicago Heights. 10 a.m. social hour. 10:30 is the meeting and lunch at 11:30. Cost is $5. Reservation call 757-5395. Their annual dues are $5. Just a reminder again, Cook County first installment tax bill is due March 4th to avoid a late penalty of 1.5% per month. And also for seniors that qualify to complete their annual either senior or free tax exemption to receive their exemption on the second installment. As you know, there's no tax preparation at McConaughey Library. However, tax forms are available. The library also has a grant for e-books that's now available at the library. So anybody with an iPad or a Kindle Fire, you can contact the library, have them set you up for ebook. The next senior committee is this Thursday, March 13th. This coming Thursday, March 13th, 5 p.m. And the 6th chili cook-off is scheduled for March 29th, is Saturday. We're looking for chili chef. Thank you. This ends my report.
Thank you. Move to ask for a motion to recess into executive session for discussion of personnel matters, update pending litigation, collective bargaining matters, real estate, employment, and compensation if needed. Is there a motion to?
So moved.
Second, will clerk please call roll?
Burgess.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams. Yes.
We will return. Call the meeting to order. Ask for a motion to reconvene.
Second.
Motion second, will clerk please call roll?
Burgess.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams. Yes.
Move to consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Um,
I'm sorry. Is there any issues or?
Yes, Mayor, I just want to have one of the items taken off the consent agenda E. Item number E.
Okay. That's social media?
Yes.
Okay. Social media will be moved to new business. We'll put under item D. Is there any other? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended, removing item E?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Will clerk please call roll?
Burgess.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Yes. Washington.
Yes.
Williams. Yes.
Move to ordinances and resolutions. So we have an ordinance of the Village of South Village, Cook and Will Counties, authorizing a proposal to amend the South Village zoning ordinance in order to create a 180-day moratorium on the acceptance of applications for and issues of building permits, certificates of occupancy, zoning applications, and other permits or licenses for adult uses. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams. Yes.
Motion carries. Move to the new business. First one is motion to approve the accounts payable and disbursements for February 12th, 2014 through February 25th, 2014. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams. Yes.
Motion carries. Motion to approve the fire department layoff. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
Village Clerk, please call roll. I'm sorry, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
No.
Ford.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams. No.
Motion carries. Item C, motion to approve police department layout. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
No.
Ford.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams. No.
Motion carries. Item D, see if I get this right. Motion to approve an ordinance adopting a social media policy for the Village of Sauk Village. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
The reason, Mayor, I had this taken off is I think we need to look at this a little further. I don't know the lawyers here now, and I'm understanding that a lot of other municipalities tried to adopt this, and it was shot down when it got to the Labor Relations Board. And I just wanted to give our lawyers a chance to kind of further look this over because of that reason. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to take it off of the consent agenda.
We looked at it. I didn't personally, but I think either Matt or Liz from my office did.
I don't know about that passing muster with the Labor Relations Board.
Well, it would happen, a lot of other municipalities tried to adopt social media. And the only one that was able, any person that tried to adopt it, the only one that I understand that was able to adopt it was Walmart, and they changed the way it was written. But a lot of other municipalities, and it was knocked down by the labor relations in court with the other municipalities. I just wanted to make sure that we can count. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's a time constraint. In other words, we have to do this right away, but that's why I wanted to kind of table this particular one. Because basically, it's almost, it's close to being a big brother where they can't, you know, and I just wanted the wording to be a little bit more specific, because right now, the way it is more general, it was a more generalization type wording, and I just wanted the lawyers to kind of really look over that.
As far as Walmart, as we know, it's not a municipality, so
Right.
I'm not familiar with that.
That's the only one that, the other municipalities, we know that they don't have that.
No, we've passed it a number of our towns.
You did?
Yeah.
Just like this?
Yes.
So this is generalized, this is not, you know, there's a lot of things in there that says, that was general and weren't specific, and I think they need to be more specific.
Oh, you know, I don't know about the specifics of what you think is being left out. As far as Big Brother, you know, the intent behind it is so when people come to work, they work. They're not shopping, they're not on eBay.
No, that part I understand, but as far as putting their opinion on social media, that's what this says you cannot do. Your opinion.
I would just like to point out that we did talk about the fact that police chief said he would like to look it over. We tabled it before, and then he did look it over and say that he adopts it in the department as well. I know at my job, we have something like that as well, so.
And this is, I thought we said we want to make sure we're right along with what the police department already has currently in their policy. And the police department already has this policy in place. So, not something that our department doesn't already have in place.
Okay, that's my opinion.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
No.
Ward.
Yes.
Riders.
Yes.
Baskin. Yes. Washington.
Yes.
Williams. Yes.
Motion carries. Move down to miscellaneous comments from the Mayor and Board of Trustees. Trustee Williams.
Just one thing I did want to notice is that the resolution that we discussed from Enbridge that had the vehicles in there, one thing that wasn't pointed out then is on the first page of the resolution, it states the vehicles may be used by one or more departments. So I know we had talked about in there, it didn't say where it was going to go, making sure that there was any difference with the wordage or anything, but it does say that they are aware that it can be used for any department. So I just want to put that on record.
And we did, we sat down, I heard this, I could say, I sat down and talked to Jennifer and Mike, exactly, we would like to see the vehicle as well, so. Trustee Marsh?
No.
Trustee Martin? Trustee Baskin? Trustee Ford?
Thank you, Mayor. Real briefly, I just want to say that I'm excited because I see some more people did sign the no text while driving pledge while we were in executive session and left them up here on my desk. So that's awesome. I just want to encourage those that have not signed it yet to sign it, as well as the no bullying campaign. And we will be very shortly sharing with the village mayor and the elected officials and the board of the residents our neighborhood watch shuffle off of the song Happy by P.L.A.N. Williams, and that concludes my report. Thank you.
Trustee Burgess?
Nothing.
That said, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.